So I got to ask some questions randomly. Who was the more overrated NFL head coach ever? Was it uh Mike Ditka, or was it it was out of Ditka? Let me see what the question was. Let me make sure I get this one right because it was asking me the question. Was it out of Mike Ditka or John Madden? Who was more overrated the most? That's a good question because they both overrated. Madden's game was huge. Everybody played Madden. Everybody knew about Madden. But that Raiders team was a lot more stacked, and they only got one chip out of it. Just like Dicko, that Bears team. You think these teams would be a lot more, you know, but their legacy being in the booth garnered them more. Dicker went to New Orleans and was a joke. That whole Ricky Williams hair thing was embarrassing. Madden with the Raiders, he retired and the Raiders didn't dominate like they should have. You hear about silver and black and the hard hitting, and their defense was legit, but he got out coached. He lost to Shula a lot. He lost to Chuck Noll a lot. Was not as big as what you think. Even though they had Super Bowl runs and stuff, the truth is the matter. Tom Flores won more than John Madden with a backup Jim Plunkett, which nobody in the league wanted because Ken Stabler was peaking prime in the 70s. You look at that Raiders team, Kenny King, I'm running back. I think Castor, Dave Casper, Cliff Branch was legit. But Fred Biletnikoff with that Raiders team. Think about what that Raiders team had in the 70s, and then you go with what Tom Flores had. Remember, Tom Flores had that Tony Bennett piece on his head, and Jim Plunkett nobody wanted. And he had Lester Hayes with the Jerry curl and the stickum, but it was bad. But I'm just pointing out the obvious. No one ever talks about that. So who was more overrated out of Ditka and John Madden? Who would I say? Who would I say was more overrated? Because if I had to put the two, I gotta say Ditka is highly overrated, but I gotta give a nod to Madden because Kenny Stabler was a way better quarterback than Jim McMahon. I'm actually on some Facebook retro quarterbacks, and they got some turkeys actually up there talking about Jim McMahon for as a Hall of Famer. I'm on what universe? In college, I could make a case that he was elected. I'm not gonna argue about his college career, but his NFL career, aside from the shades and the headband, he had a couple passes to Willie Gault, but he had Walter Payton back there. But he was not memorable as a quarterback. He's third tier at best, maybe a 2.5 on a good day. He was never, no one ever had Jim McMahon mentioned with the Dan Marinos, the John Elways, or Warren Moon, or Randall Cunningham, or Joe Montana, or Fouts. None of them guys. But he won at that stage. But if I had to say, I got to say Madden was more overrated than Dicker. And it pains me to say that because actually, Madden was a little bit more likable than Mike Dicker. But we just going strictly about what was on there with the run they had. Even though both those guys underachieved as head coaches, but they made a colorful career as broadcasters. But that's a good question. Who was the more overrated of the two? And I had to address that one. It's one of those situations where if you give me a good question, I'm gonna definitely give you an answer on that one. And I like that one because I had to look at that thing and go, "Whoa, that's a real compelling argument." Who was more overrated of the two head coaches who had successful teams and franchises and great players, but they didn't dominate like they should have. No. But that was a different era where if you win one, but then there was something about the Bears not winning more than one and the Raiders not winning more than one, which you just kind of scratch your head. You really do. But you tell me. It's out of Mike Dicker and John Madden, who was more overrated as a head coach that did win, but still you can be overrated as a head coach to win. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership because when you do questions like this, I will answer. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay warm, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.